Hello everyone, welcome to Codeholic Not Yet. In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate in Python. I'll be calculating integers in Python. There are various ways of calculating in Python. You can use online Python compiler or any sort of IDE, or you can calculate using the command prompt of your laptop or PC. So first of all, we are going to calculate two integers using our online Python compiler, which is, as you guys know, very handy and it's very easy to do here. So here it is, the calculation you are going to do in the shell. It's going to work as a calculator for you. Let's calculate 1 plus 1. Enter. So you can see 1 plus 1, 2 comes. Let's do some sort of multiplication. Here it is, 3 into 3, 9. You can also do division, 3.0. So here we are just calculating the integers, not any kind of fraction. So this is how you can calculate any integers using the online Python compiler, which is very easy, and you can use it like a calculator. You can calculate anything, any sort of calculation. It can be multiplication or addition or summation. So the other way you can calculate in Python is using our IDE. Here's the IDE I'm using. The IDE I'm using here is Atom. You can use Sublime Text or Visual Studio Code, any sort of IDE you like. So let's write down our code here. To calculate two integers in Python using your IDE, you have to write down your code, which is first of all we have to declare a variable where we are going to just keep our calculation. So the variable I'm declaring here is x. Any sort of calculation, any integer, anything you can put here. So you have to use the print function to print the calculation, and then we have to save this file. So I'm naming this file sum, and I am using the extension .py. You have to use the extension .py whenever you are saving your Python file, because if you don't use this extension, it's not going to work as a Python file. And you have to remember in which folder you are just saving your Python file. We're going to print this program using our command prompt. So here I'm using Windows, so my command for the command prompt will be different from yours if you're using Linux or Mac. So I'll show you how you can just print this using your Windows command prompt. So let's zoom in to make it more clear. So the command I'm going to use is cd desktop / the folder name where I just saved my Python file sum.py, and now I'll be writing sum.py. So here it is, 2. The result is 2. So let's see what we just wrote here. The calculation was 1 plus 1, which we kept in the variable called x, and then we use the print function to print the x variable. So the x variable is actually the calculation which we just wrote here. So the calculation was 1 plus 1, and here is our answer, which is 2. So this is how you can just print your calculation using the IDE. You just write down the code and then save it in a particular folder, and then you have to reach that folder using your command prompt. You have to use specific commands for specific work. Now there's another way of printing your calculation in Python. Actually, it's another way of calculating your Python code using a Python code. So you can also use it as a calculator. Command prompt can be used as a calculator also. So here what we are going to do is, we are not using the IDE, we are just using the command prompt, what we have to do is, we have to switch our Python in the command prompt. You can do it like, you have to remember in which folder you saved your Python. So I saved my Python in the same folder which I'm using, which I'm in right now, which is called Pythonus. You can all see that. So now I'm switching my Python app. I'm in my Python application, or whatever you call it, my Python. So you can see the version I'm using here is Python 3.8.3, and now what I'm going to do, so it's switched on Python, the command prompt switched on Python, and now I can calculate any type of calculation here, just like using a calculator. 2 plus 5, 7. Let's go a little lower. Yes. So let's do some multiplication. Yes. So this is how you can calculate in Python. You can use online Python compiler, which is very similar to this kind of what just we did in command prompt. The online Python compiler is similar to this, and you can also use the IDE, which is a little complicated and a little bit congested, because whatever you just can print the calculation you coded in the IDE. So you cannot add more here in the command prompt. You have to go back to the IDE and you have to edit the code and then save again. So it's a little bit congested. But if you use the online Python compiler or command prompt, you can use it as a calculator. So this is how those were the 3 ways of calculating in Python. I just showed the calculating the integers. Maybe next time I'll show how to calculate a fraction or fraction numbers. So thank you so much for watching my video. Hopefully I'll be back with another Python tutorial. Thank you.